Okay, good morning. Welcome back. We are on Sunday morning. From going out on Friday, I did take yesterday to rest up because I was sore after carrying all that stuff. And I figured today would be a better a day to go out to a more popular place, the state park that I've been going to, because today is Easter, which I don't really care about, but most people in this area probably will, is my guess. I could be wrong, but there's a lot of church activity here, so I would assume people are more going out to do that on the morning than going out to the park to see nature. That's the gamble I'm taking, and we'll see if it works out. Since Friday, a few things to discuss. I went out on Friday, and I had some trouble with the audio setup that I'd been doing, and it kind of bothered me because I didn't understand. I was really sure that I'd tested everything, and I made the reference then talking about, oh, it's pulling 5 volts and it needs 48 volts, blah, blah, blah. It's not entirely how it works after I looked it up. It's a funny joke about the math, but anyway. Yes, the roads could be icy, or not. Not only is it really dry, but it's pretty warm, and it will get warmer. It should be probably by the time I leave up into the 50s, but we'll see. Anyway, so I went back and I tested that because it was confusing, and also it did turn on, it just wouldn't go past that. It was the cable I was using. I tried when I tested everything, I used a shorter cable, which had one of those, boy, I can't remember the name of them. They're ferrite, I want to say. I don't know, they're the big, if you've ever seen like a cable that has one of those bricks on the end of it almost, the tubes. Anyway, that has a purpose. I don't remember what it is off the top of my head. I've used it before at different audio related things to try to keep feedback down, but I have completely forgotten what they're called. To the point, I grabbed one of those, which is a shorter cable instead of the really long one that I was using, and it worked right away with no trouble. Surprise. And then I recorded several hours just in the basement to make sure that it would work, and it did, even with the shotgun mic, which does require 48 volts of phantom power. So the theory is, and I looked it up and referenced the manual and looked things up that way, it will draw more power, it will use more, so it'll drain the battery a bit faster. You can't get the 8 hours of recording time off of it or something like that, but I'm also using more than just 4 AA's. I'm using a big V-mount battery pack, so should be good to do audio today. Still, no new mics or anything. That'll come in over the course of next week, so next weekend, if the weather's good, I'll be able to actually get out and do those. But just with the shotgun mic and I'm going to a familiar place, it'll be nice to do something. We'll see. There shouldn't be people fishing in this time. So that is the improvements I've made since Friday as far as any update to the problem I was having then, so we should be better. I'm also not bringing both giant tripods with me because that's a lot to carry, and I'm not going very far today, but I did switch out for a smaller tripod that should be fine because I'm not gonna, all I needed to do is sit there. So we'll see. We'll see. Friday night, we did go out. About a week ago, on a Friday morning, I decided, no, I'm not going out. The weather's not going to be great, and I'm tired. I'd rather save it for another day this weekend. But I did go out that Friday morning anyway. I changed my mind after. I did go out that Friday morning, and after I changed my mind, and I just drove because I'd heard from my significant other about prairie dogs. And I don't know if any of the footage from there is going to come out. I may splice it into other things, I may not, because it wasn't really, all it was is I took this camera and I pointed out the window sometimes, and I talked to it, I think. It's been a week and I don't even remember. But I didn't find them that day. There was too much snow on the ground, and I even though I was going out in the morning, I didn't see anything. So she took me out on Friday night, and I did take I took still photography of it. And yeah, we saw prairie dogs. I know a spot now where I can go successfully see prairie dogs. Which means a few things. One, they're cute, and they make cute noises. and I want to capture that at some point and actually get on video. It's on the side of the major interstate, which isn't that busy. It's not like constant traffic or anything, so it's not that big of a concern in that regard. It's more of, there still are cars coming, so I have to pull completely off the road just in case. Onto the grass, not that big a deal, set up with the video stuff, but I don't know if that's exactly allowed. I'm not sure what the rules are of just pulling over on the interstate, but more to the point of it being dangerous in case somebody does run off the road and then they're going 80 miles an hour. Yeah, it could be real dangerous. So I'm hesitant to do that. I'd like to try over the next, amount of time, however long, before I decide to do this, because the second part of it is right now we are the beginning of April. It's like the first few days of April. I don't actually remember what today is. And it is just, the plains are dead. It's been snow, it's been winter, there's no green there or anything, but green comes, which I didn't expect, because I haven't lived here during a period of time where things bloom and blossom and whatnot. But I looked up, I was on Google Maps the other day, we were talking about it, and I just went to the interstate, literally that point, and I did the Google Maps. I was like, all right, so what time? And it was like June, and everything's just green. It just turns into green fields. I'm like, well, that's cool. So that means that the prairie dogs, which are yellow and currently blending in with the plains and not great subjects as far as being able to tell, if I wait a bit until it gets more green in a month or two, then I go back out and I do that, then you'll actually be able to see them a bit better. So that's the goal there. I'm going to wait a bit, hopefully see if I can find another place to see prairie dogs that's not off the side of a major highway, but that is a guaranteed. There's so many of them. We just kept seeing holes and holes and holes. Like, I can get out and pick a spot. We'll see. They immediately saw us, or as soon as we pulled the car over, because it's got the divots in the road to let you know when you go off the road. They, for sure, as soon as they saw that, they started making all kinds of noise to let us know that, yeah, we see you and we're letting all of our prairie dog friends know. So I would need to get there early before they come out of the holes, get over there, get set up, and get that for an hour maybe, just during the very early morning sunlight. And that's pretty much it. Not only for updates, but I'm at the park because it is that close to where I live. It's pretty nice that it's right there on the river. We are here out before the sun has actually risen. Hopefully we can get set up and everything as the sun comes up. It will be a little bit cloudy today. I also know that there's a gate that they usually keep closed before it's open, so I might have to sit and wait because I'm not sure what time they decide it opens. Yeah, that is a closed gate. Okay, so we're gonna wait until they open up. Thankfully there's an area right over here that I can sit and wait where people unload trailers. Sunrise, which is very pretty. All right, well, I'm just gonna sit and wait until they open the park up, and then we'll get out there. See what we can see. Things picked up a bit at the park before by the end. It's gotten busy, not crowded, but busy. Quite a number of people. My theory on Easter Sunday, well, at this point it's close to noon, so maybe people got done and came out afterwards. Or the people who are out here are going later, or not at all. I'm not going. I don't go to church. Who knows? Not really my concern. That does nothing for you to see me. It just is what it is. So what I did do when I got here, or what happened when I got here, was I did pull up at the spot I've usually been going to, which thankfully isn't too far from the car. And there was a nice gentleman who had been waiting to get in as well when they opened up the gates this morning. And I've seen that car before, so I think he's been out here. Turns out he is also a photographer, likes taking pictures of birds, and has been doing it for 20 years. So very knowledgeable, and I wanted to stay and talk with him a lot more, but I had to get it going. But yeah, he was just in his car. I think he just drives around in the morning, because I've definitely seen that car before on the trips I've taken out here. So I think that's, and maybe he doesn't walk around as much. Maybe he drives around more and sees what he can see. Totally fair. I know I'll get to that point eventually where that's why I kind of want to cram as much as I can into these years and start taking care of myself so that I can have a longer lifespan of going out into nature and being able to walk around before I get to the point where it just physically hurts too much. Because I know that's coming. Oh yeah, a bunch of people there. Anyway, but I talked to him for a bit, and he asked me, because he'd also seen me before, because he was like, you're the one who set up the blind last time, and you were out there. I was like, yeah, that's me. So we talked about that and what I saw, and I mentioned the otter. So I thought, not an otter, it's a mink, as he informed me, and he's right. Totally right, I assume. I haven't checked for anything else. I mean, I'll go home and research to see if there is anything else that it could be. But I did see it today, and I saw it in a way that was like, I was looking at one point and I'd look down, it's right under me, and it scurried up and around. It saw me, and then it comes up. There's a big collection of brush right there on the water where I was shooting, and I was looking and like, all right, well, that's interesting. I'm way too close to get it with the camera. I had the 300 on at that point. I was shooting stuff across the way. It's just not going to happen. But then it pops up out from in the brush and just looks right at me, and we're just eye to eye, and I slowly am reaching for this camera so that I could get something there, and it scurries off. But yeah, it looked me dead in the eye. It's not an otter. Otters have big round faces. This is very pointy. So I'm gonna go home and research and edit the videos that I've already put up being like, look at this otter, to say, no, it's not. Maybe it's a mink. I trust him. I mean, he was certainly a knowledgeable, nice man. Once COVID is less of a concern, I'd like to actually talk to him, not just 10 feet apart as he's in his car. But yeah, pretty good day besides that. When I showed up and that's exactly what he saw, he was like, oh, are you gonna go, you're gonna get pictures of the pelicans? When we pulled up there, you could see the water there, and there's a group of about 4 big old pelicans standing right there in the water, kind of waddling about. It's like, oh yeah, I haven't seen pelicans since I was at the beach. I'd love to do that. But they were gone by the time I got the camera out and everything. That was my goal was, I just grabbed the camera first thing and got it put together, and then walked over there to start getting any footage that I could, but they were already gone by the time I walked over there. So I went back and loaded up with everything else, and then headed out to a spot and set up the blind and watched for a while. And yeah, I still saw there were a huge amount of pelicans further down that I did what I could to get them. It was, I put on the extender and the biggest lens and everything, and yeah, that came out, especially when I zoomed in using the higher frame rate. The only way you do that is to get the higher frame rate is it shrinks the sensor size, which basically zooms it in. So instead of getting 4K video, I get 1080, but I get 300 frames a second, which goes much smoother. It looks nice slow motion. So yeah, I saw some of those. I know I saw Northern Flicker at one point. Didn't get the mink on video camera, but I got, I saw it. It was there. Some geese. There were frogs or toads. I'm not really sure which, but yeah, right in the water, right in front of me. There was some amphibian life. Racking my brain over the last few hours. I don't think there was anything just out of the world amazing, but yeah, it'd be still a good day anytime I get to go out and practice more and more. Hopefully some of that footage came out. Sure it did, because we had pretty good conditions. It was scattered clouds, but it sunned up real nice for a good while, so I think I was able to get some good stuff of what I did see while I was there. While I was waiting this morning, it is what it is. I grabbed this camera, which at its best has a lens that goes to 55 or 45 millimeters. It's not even technically telephoto. Anything over 50, your eye is supposed to have a 50 millimeter radius, so then anything greater than that. But you get into crop factor, all that. Anyway, I saw deer this morning as I was waiting for them to open up the gate, so that was cool. But yeah, about a half a day. Like I said, it's almost noon now, and I'm headed home. So about a half a day of shooting, not bad for what it is. Go home and get some stuff edited, and then enjoy the rest of the weekend. Right back to work tomorrow. Until next weekend. Oh, the audio. Oh, the audio was a whole thing. I don't know if anything came out from the audio today. I'll have to find out. Making sure we're still recording here. I'll have to find out if the audio worked at all. I don't know. You set everything up, you test it at home, and then you take it out in the field, and everything's different. And I didn't have time to mess with it too much. I tried a few different things, plugging it into different areas, but it was just all I got through the wireless onto the camera. I don't know if that's what it recorded. I don't know if I just had something wrong on the with the shotgun mic and everything. I'm also not going to be using that mic as long as the stuff comes in this coming week. I've got to set up something different anyway, because the shotgun mic only picks up the direction it's facing, and I want more of everything in case there are birds around behind everywhere. I just want the ambience of the whole thing, and then I can go in and specifically use it over top of whatever I'm Like if it came out, which I know that the mic was more pointed away instead of where I was looking, but if it was loud enough, the northern flicker makes it an awesome call. And I got several minutes of that where it was just on a branch across the river, and I zeroed in on it. Hopefully the audio comes out from that, we'll see. But I kind of doubt it, because whatever it came through was just hiss. I was mostly getting that. So maybe I had it turned up too high, maybe I had the settings wrong on something, maybe that was just on the wireless, that's the interference that I deal with. I don't know, I didn't really check the wireless was kind of grab it and go. It worked at home when I plugged it into my mixer, but that's a totally different situation than out here. So although I tested it and I went, yeah, I can hear everything, that's fine. I'm gonna have to play with it a bit more, so that's what I'll do during this week. When I get the new mics, I'll just set aside some time and fully test everything out at home. We'll go outside on the back porch or something and try it and make sure I set up just as it would be out in the field and make sure everything sounds good on that, and then I should be able to actually get some quality audio. Yeah, I think that's everything I have to talk about here. So until next time, bye.